honest with you, on the matter of Sheikh Al-Habib, the writer of The Lady of Heaven, he's a very well-known cleric with a large following across the globe. And he's a historian, he's a researcher into Islamic history, and he's put forward this narrative, as being the writer of this film, he's put forward the narrative of Lady Fatima. The film, what it is, Nigel, this film is the life story of Lady Fatima, peace be upon her. She's a beloved figure to all Muslims across the world. We spent 1 year in pre-production going through the historical text with the guidance of His Eminence Sheikh Al-Habib as a historian to depict her life. That's all it is. These claims of it being blasphemy because of showing the Prophet, that's just nonsense. There's two reasons why that's nonsense, actually. First reason is that this whole topic of showing the Prophet is a contested issue across the Muslim world. Wherever you go, every corner of the Muslim world, you'll find a different understanding and interpretation. In many places in the Middle East, you'll find artistic endeavors of portraying the Prophet. So it's not as black and white as these pro-Taliban, pro-ISIS groups have made it out to be and bullied the world to believe. It's not the truth. And from our side, from our perspective, it's very normal to portray the Prophet as long as you portray him in a proper manner.
But Malik, as a British Muslim, Malik, you understand that British culture is that all criticisms and all religious leaders are open to question, open to mockery. You know how things work. What is it? What is it that has made what is it that has made people in Bolton and elsewhere go and protest in the street against this film? I mean, are we dealing with a form of Islamic extremism here? Is that what we're fighting?
So that's my point, Nigel. It's not actually about the depiction of the Prophet. They're using that. I mean, they are offended about that, but that's not actually the main issue. The main issue is that this history, doesn't claim, and we've never claimed, to try to portray a very over-romanticized, fluffed-up version of history. We're tackling history, particularly Islamic history, and myself being a Muslim, and myself being from a Sunni background also, we're tackling Islamic history as it is. We want to discuss history openly and look back at what happened, because there is a narrative in this film, although it is about the lady primarily. It does tackle this issue of the roots of these terrorist groups. That's the truth. And these groups, if you actually go look around on the videos online spreading now, that are going viral, you'll find these groups. There's a lot of known names there that are known to be pro-Taliban, pro-ISIS. Even some of them holding up photos of ISIS members, well-known, famous ISIS heroes. So it's not a secret, and you can go on their platforms online. They're always posting about Taliban. So they don't want this history to be spoken about. They don't want this discussion.
No, and
what they're doing.
All historical films and interpretations will have differences. Hey, we question the Crown, and whether all of that's accurate, for goodness sake. Final thought, quick final thought. Will this film finish up being banned by all cinema chains in this country?
I mean, that's for them to decide. I say, firstly, thank you to the protesters, because they've done a huge publicity stunt for us, and it's got the film to a much wider audience than we ever could. In terms of the cinemas, my message to the cinemas and to the British community as a whole is: do not cower down to these people. It's empty threats. They have no authority to dictate what we as British people can and cannot watch in the cinema. Anyone wants to disagree with the film, we're happy to discuss. We're happy for you to express yourself, but do so within the bounds of the law. Do so respectfully. Do not try to censor others from expressing their views, for or against. We have no issue.